Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving my match predictions for the first leg of the Champions League ties, and we got some mouth-watering fixtures on display. We got the current champions Chelsea, the European champions, facing off Real Madrid, who we know have won the most Champions League in the competition's history. We also got Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid, with two dominant personalities in Pep Guardiola and Diego Simione, but play completely different brands of football, like I said in my last video. We also got underdogs, teams like Benfica facing off Liverpool. Do you think they'll be able to slay the beast, slay one of the best teams in Europe, Liverpool? We also got Villarreal, Unai Emery. We know he has a great track record when it comes to European competitions, facing off Bayern Munich, who we know are a very, very good side. So I'm telling you, I'm very excited when it comes to these fixtures. And like I always say, let's hope for goals, thrills, drama and entertainment, because I see a lot of goals going in. But before going on this video, you know I'm going to say, make sure you guys like, comment and hit that big subscribe button right there, because I'm only 50 to 60 subscribers away from the magic 1k mark. So please, your help will be appreciated if you hit that big subscribe button. And honestly, only 10% of you guys actually subscribe to my channel, so please hit the subscribe button if you guys enjoy my content. It will help the channel grow. So the first game I'm going to be predicting, of course I have to predict this game, is Chelsea versus Real Madrid. And I feel like I hyped it enough in the introduction. Maybe I didn't even do it justice. We've got the current champions, like I said, versus the team which has won the most trophies when it's come to this competition, Real Madrid. It's box office. We got so many world-class players literally all across the pitch. Players like Benzema, who's a match winner, Modric, Cruz. We know their track record when it comes to this competition. On Chelsea's side, Thomas Tuchel just won the Champions League last year. You got other players like Encante, who's won the World Cup, the Champions League as well. Thiago Silva, one of the best centre-backs in the world. I can go on, the list goes on. In the first leg is at Chelsea, and I feel like Real Madrid must learn their lesson from the last time they played away from home, which was against PSG, where they just sat back and played defensive, pragmatic style football and allowed PSG to go on to them. Yes, typically Ancelotti prefers a pragmatic approach when it comes to football, likes counter-attacking on teams, but you have to understand the players he has at his disposal, his personnel. His players are aged, yes, brilliant on the ball, but off the ball, across 90 minutes, them chasing and hounding down players, ensuring that they're solidified at the back to ensure that not many chances are created from the opposition. Players like Modric and Cruz off the ball, the work rate, running tirelessly. It's just not realistic. That's not what they're good at. Yes, they can do a job, maybe in spurts, but not across 90 minutes. And that's what led to PSG beating Real Madrid in the first leg. So if Real Madrid tried to display this tactic, tried to deploy it, and actually do this against Chelsea, a young, energetic, youthful side, with players like Havertz, players like Mount, N'Golo Kante, we know he's a machine up and down the pitch. Kovacic has high energy as well. Chelsea will literally outrun them. They'll literally dominate the game, and if Real Madrid sit back, Chelsea will eventually break down that low block, because I don't believe Real Madrid have the players to stick 10 men behind the ball and hope for a clean sheet to happen in this game. Real Madrid must go toe-to-toe with Chelsea and see what can happen. We saw last year when they sat back against Chelsea, Chelsea eventually broke them down methodically. So Real Madrid must learn from the ways. Modric, Cruz, way better on the ball, and we saw that in the game against PSG in their second leg. Although obviously masterminded by themselves, PSG, the chances they were giving to Real Madrid, the pressure they were putting on the ball forced PSG into these mistakes, which allowed Benzema to get more chances on goal, which allowed them to score that beautiful hat-trick to ensure Real Madrid qualified for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. However, let me just push tactics to the side, because let's be honest, Real Madrid are not going to win this game if they do not have their key talisman, one of the best number 9s in the world, Karim Benzema, who we know just suffered a vital injury against Mallorca. There's reports saying that he will be healthy for the game against Chelsea, so let's see if he will be. But Real Madrid desperately need him, because not only is his goal so crucial, because obviously Chelsea have one of the best defences in the world, so if they don't have Benzema, how on earth are they going to score? And we already saw Real Madrid struggle against Barcelona, losing 4-0, not really having that many shots on target and being clinical enough. So obviously they need their key player to put the ball in the back of the net. But not only that, he leads by example. He has the ability to rally his team to great performances like we saw against PSG. So just having that leader, the aura of him on the pitch, being there, is just going to lift the spirits of not only the players on the pitch, but the fans, who are going to be able to give Real Madrid that energy, that important push when it comes to this game against the reigning defending European champions Chelsea in this game. But going into this game, my prediction, I feel that has 2-1 written all over it. And I know Real Madrid are a decent side, and Benzema, obviously if he starts, is going to be dangerous, but it's just so hard for me to believe that he's going to be fully match fit, only having one game to prep before the big game in the Champions League against Chelsea. Not only that, I feel that Real Madrid's defence is a tad weak, can be taken advantage of, especially that right-hand side with Carvajal and Milito, where we saw, I know Mbappe, Chelsea don't have a player of Mbappe's ilk quality, but still, Real Madrid looked very vulnerable. So when we see the Chelsea players of Havertz, Mount, Pulisic dropping into space, dropping into pockets, picking up the ball, driving at Real Madrid's defence, floating into different areas and link up well, because we have seen with Havertz up front, they look a lot more fluid. I feel like just having Casemiro as a single pivot and that right-hand side being very vulnerable, I feel like Chelsea will have a lot of joy against Real Madrid. So going in this game, like I said, 2-1 written all over this game to the home side Chelsea. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. And like I said in my introduction, wow, two teams which play absolutely different brands of football when it comes to the game. Manchester City, possession based, on the front foot, wants to hound the opposition when they have the ball. We have Atletico Madrid on the other side, who like to sit back deep, defensive minded, pragmatic, don't mind counter-attacking on the opposition. So let's see which football philosophy prevails in this game between the two sides. However, going in this game against Atletico Madrid, I feel like Manchester City are a little bit fortunate because they're playing Burnley on the weekend. So this is going to prep them, make sure that they can get into the rhythm and mojo against Atletico Madrid. But it's not like Burnley and Atletico Madrid can play different brands of football. Of course, Atletico Madrid have way more quality and a way better side compared to Burnley. But it's going to be the same dilemma, the same problem. Manchester City are going to have to be patient to ensure that they can break down a resilient Burnley side. So what better side to prep against when it comes to Atletico Madrid with a Burnley side who we know are going to be sitting back in a 4-4-2 structure. So you know what they say, practice makes perfect. And with the international break literally just being there, which is going to ruin all rhythm when it comes to the Manchester City players playing with each other, they're going to be able to build this sort of mojo back. However, going in this game, I can talk about Foden, I'm talking about Grealish, I can talk about Sterling, who had a great international break. I can talk about all these world-class players for Manchester City. But like I said in my last video, there is a formula to defeat Manchester City. And I got one question for Atletico Madrid. Are you going to be brave enough? Are you going to seize the moment when there is that specific time in the game when you're on the counter-attack? Because I know you can do last-ditch tackles. I know you can clear the ball with Savic or Jimenez. We know you can do this all game, but we know goals win you games. So Atletico Madrid on the counter-attack, they actually have to be efficient and effective when they break against Manchester City. Players like Kondogbia, Koke, whoever plays in that midfield, must be brave and ruthless on the counter-attack and actually seize the moment and drive the ball into Manchester City's heart of the midfield. Because when we know Manchester City dominate the ball, there's going to be gaping holes for the other team to take advantage of. Rodri is going to be left vulnerable in that CDM role. So if Kondogbia, Koke, or whoever midfielder can actually see that pass on the other side with players like Suarez and Lamar, Griezmann, or Carrera, whoever plays up front, we know they're match winners. Atletico actually have a decent chance of getting something out of this game. But Atletico Madrid must be brave, especially with Ruben Diaz still looking like he's going to miss this game because he's injured. Manchester City are not going to be at their best defensively, especially with that high line. Atletico Madrid will be able to take advantage of this and potentially get a result. However, I don't think this will happen because, like I said, it's way easier said than done. I'm just here giving my commentary. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Manchester City have match winners, and what's going to be happening when Manchester City have 80% of the ball? What? Nothing's going to happen? Obviously, something's going to happen. Of course, they're going to create opportunities and chances, drop into space, make it brutally hard for Atletico Madrid to get out of their defensive shape. Of course, Manchester City are going to pin them right back with their world-class players. Players like Cancelo on the left-hand side, players like Sterling on the left-hand side, players like Mahrez if he starts, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. It's going to be hard to stop these players from playing. So Manchester City are not going to be complacent. They know they're going to have to be ruthless in this game. And I'm going to go for a comfortable 2-0 victory at home. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Benfica versus Liverpool. And I feel like this has the potential to be a very, very good game to watch. And I know Benfica are the underdogs, but we can't underestimate them because they have beaten Barcelona, like we saw 3-0 at home. And we'll see what Barcelona are doing now. Obviously not the same Barcelona because they had Koeman before, but it's still one of the most historic great victories of the club's history. Even beating Ajax when so many pundits, so many fans didn't really give them a chance, and they thought Ajax was the dark horse going into this competition and potentially getting into latter stages. But at the end of the day, let's not be fools. We know who the favourites are. Liverpool FC, and on current form right now, dare I say it, the best team in Europe. Wherever you look in terms of their team, defensively, keeping clean sheet for days. It feels like they've really fixed it up with Van Dijk, Matip forming a solid pairing, and we know they've always had that solid pairing. But at the end of 2021, we're leaking a little bit of goals, but it feels like we've tightened that up. Even going forward with Diaz, a great addition, Luis Diaz, who's been a phenomenal signing. Salah, obviously the best player in the world. Mane, having great confidence coming off that game against Egypt. So man, we've got so many players in confidence. So many players playing well. What could go wrong against Benfica? It's just going our way. And the thing is, which I love so much about my club, is that we are winning in so many different ways. We can show that we can beat teams by 3 goals, whether that's Arsenal, whether that's Brentford earlier on in 2022, or even 6 goals against Leeds. And then we have shown that we can roll our sleeves up. We can be tough. We can go away from home, even if it feels like it's being difficult, even if though it feels like at times potentially the other team can score. We know how to stay strong and manage games to ensure we get the victory. Look at the game against Nottingham Forest. We didn't play well, but we were able to scrape through that game. Look at the 2 games against Inter Milan. Liverpool were not at their best in the last 16. I'm telling you, Inter Milan were the better side, but we still managed to find a way, grind away to the quarterfinals of this competition. So even if the game is close, even if the game is nip and tuck, I'm not going to doubt Liverpool because I feel like we'll be able to find our way against Benfica to ensure that we can beat them away from home. Benfica haven't been impressive that much this season. They're 3rd in the Portuguese league, miles off in terms of the title race to compete for their league. Honestly, they've been decent in terms of beating good sides at Barcelona, like I said, and Ajax. However, at the end of the day, let's be honest, there's a massive jump from Ajax and Barcelona to Liverpool FC. The jump is huge, humongous. So Benfica are going to rise to that level, and I just feel like they don't have the capability or the players to do so. So going in this game, I respect Benfica. They have talented players, but I feel like players like Vertonghen, players like Otamendi, they're past their best, and even when they were in the Premier League, players like Salah and Mane were giving them a hard time. So when they're out of the Premier League, not used to that intensity with Liverpool facing them, especially since those players are out of their prime anyway, how on earth are they going to manage Liverpool's front 5, whoever Jurgen Klopp places in the front trio? So going in this game, Liverpool are going to win 2-0 victory away from home. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. And when I was writing my thoughts about this video, I nearly spoke myself into a victory for Villarreal. I don't know why. I just love the idea of Emery actually reaching the semi-finals of the Champions League. And this isn't beyond the realm of possibility, let's be honest, because we know Emery's track record when it comes to European competitions. I don't need to go through every single year, but you know, with Sevilla winning 3 in a row, even Villarreal last year, Arsenal reaching the final. In knockout football, he knows how to get the job done. I know in the Liga, they're average at best, they're 7th in the table, they're not going anywhere, and they potentially won't even be in Europe next season. But Emery knows how to methodically game plan against great oppositions when it comes to knockout football. He knows what he's doing. A defensive, pragmatic style which is so efficient, which makes it so hard for oppositions to ensure that they can win. We saw in the last game against Juventus, it was 0-0. Don't get fooled. Villarreal didn't dominate the game. Juventus had so many shots on target, so many shots in the game, but Vlahovic, other players weren't able to score for Juventus. But at the end of the day, they made sure they were in it to make sure that they can win it. It was in the 78th minute that Villarreal got their first goal, and the floodgates obviously opened, which allowed them to score many goals on the counter-attack. But the fact that Villarreal are stubborn and they make sure that they're resilient to ensure that they don't get defeated in the first half gives them a solid platform to make the opposition nervous that potentially they can win this game. And maybe against Bayern Munich, the same thing can happen. Who knows? Because we know Bayern Munich haven't had the greatest track record when it comes to this season. losing twice to Mönchengladbach, not waking up in the game against Salzburg, luckily unfortunate to get a 1-1 draw in the first leg. And if Bayern Munich leave that door a little bit open, Villarreal can potentially sneak through, because like I said, they are a very awkward side to play against. I like the combination of Coquelin and Parejo, a great combination. Coquelin does the dirty work, whereas Parejo also does it. That's why I like him so much, but also can play with the ball to transition play to lead the counter-attack. We know Lo Celso and Aurier have been good additions, the Tottenham rejects, so they've been performing well. Let's see if they can keep this up. So yeah, Villarreal actually have a decent chance. But as much as I love to see this happen, I can't bet against a Bayern Munich team who we know have world-class players every single place you look. Lewandowski speaks for himself. Coleman has literally returned into sparkling form. Great performances all round against Salzburg in both legs. Kimmich holding it down in the midfield. We know Goretzka could potentially come back. We know Bayern Munich have the best goal scoring record. I think they've scored 30 goals in the Champions League so far in this competition already. So I'm telling you, if Villarreal leave so many chances for the opposition to create, like Juventus did, they're going to get punished by Bayern Munich, who we know who are very efficient in front of goal. So going in this game, I feel like there's only one winner, and that's going to be Bayern Munich. Away from home, 3-1 victory